Today, I'll give you the perfect response you should have when a woman hugs you. A response that not only shows you understand the silent language of attraction, but also helps you seize the moment and make the most of what might be a subtle invitation. There are times when you may find yourself caught off guard by a hug, one that is filled with passion and leaves you wondering what it really means. Perhaps you've been in a situation where a woman's embrace has been more intense than what you'd normally expect, leaving you feeling both confused and intrigued at the same time. In these moments, it becomes essential to know how to interpret the unspoken signals that are conveyed through her body language. The subtle nuances of a hug can provide significant insight into her feelings and intentions, serving as a discreet test of how you respond to physical closeness. This is why it is so important to learn the art of reading these cues accurately to ensure that you never miss an opportunity to connect on a deeper level. In many ways, a hug can be much more than just a simple gesture of greeting or affection. It can act as a bridge that spans the distance between casual acquaintance and a burgeoning romantic interest. When a woman hugs you, it might be her way of expressing emotions that she isn't ready or willing to articulate in words. Instead, her body speaks for her, conveying feelings of attraction, warmth, or even playful curiosity. Often, what seems like a casual act is actually a disguised invitation, an experiment to gauge your reaction, or a subtle method to express desire without overtly crossing any boundaries. The challenge lies in decoding these layers of meaning, as the signals are often embedded in the duration of the hug, the pressure applied, and even in the way she parts from the embrace. Many men miss these valuable opportunities simply because they don't know how to read these nonverbal cues. They may interpret a prolonged hug as nothing more than a friendly greeting, or they might feel awkward and retreat too quickly, thus inadvertently signaling a lack of interest or confidence. On the other hand, if you catch the signal and respond appropriately, you open the door to building a stronger connection. This exchange of energy is not merely physical. It is emotional and psychological. The way she approaches you, the duration of the contact, and even the subtle nuances like the firmness of her grip or the softness of her touch, all provide clues to her underlying feelings. It is in these moments that understanding the dynamics of seduction becomes a critical skill, one that can enhance your overall appeal and attract the kind of attention you desire. Consider the scenario of a quick, distant hug that is accompanied by a few friendly pats on the back. This type of gesture is typical among friends or acquaintances and usually lacks any overt romantic charge. It is brief, lasting only a second or two, with a slight inclination of the body, and it rarely involves the torsos coming too close together. In such cases, the hug is more a formality than an invitation. It signals that, while there is a level of comfort and familiarity, there is no immediate romantic interest. However, even in these situations, there is an opportunity. If this type of hug is the only one you receive from her, it might mean that she is not currently interested in a romantic engagement. Yet, it also provides you with a chance to build more tension and closeness gradually. By creating more shared moments and subtle physical contacts over time, you can potentially transform these simple gestures into something more significant. On the other hand, there is the type of hug that is short, but marked by a firm, confident contact. This hug lasts just a few seconds longer than the quick, distant hug, and the way she wraps her arms around you feels more deliberate. It suggests that she feels comfortable with you, perhaps even safe, but it may not yet be a clear sign of attraction. The key here is to observe carefully. If her body remains relaxed, if her grip is firm, and there is a slight but noticeable pressure that seems to linger, then you might be witnessing the beginnings of a deeper connection. In these moments, it is important not to pull back abruptly. Instead, maintain the contact for a moment longer than expected and watch for signs in her reaction. Does she smile? Does she look into your eyes? Or does she continue to hold you in a relaxed, welcoming manner? These little cues can help you determine whether there is potential for more closeness in the future. Then there is the long and warm hug, a clear indication of a deeper emotional connection. When a woman gives you a prolonged hug that lingers and seems to defy the usual brevity of social greetings, it is a sign that she is testing the waters of physical closeness with you. In these hugs, she may press her chest gently against your torso, or her hands might softly grasp your back as if trying to hold on to the moment just a little longer. The slow, deliberate separation at the end of the hug is also telling. It suggests that she is not in a rush to let go, as if savoring the closeness and trying to prolong the intimacy. In some cases, you might notice that her breathing becomes slower or more rhythmic, which can be an unconscious signal of attraction. In these instances, your response is crucial. Rather than pulling away immediately, consider maintaining the contact, perhaps with a gentle touch on her back or waist. This small gesture can reinforce the connection, showing that you are in tune with her feelings and open to exploring the chemistry between you. There is also the most intimate type of hug, one where the physical closeness goes hand in hand with an emotional vulnerability. In this scenario, she approaches you with little to no reserve, allowing her head to rest against your shoulder or even your neck. Her breathing might become more pronounced, and the warmth of her body seems to radiate in a way that is both inviting and sincere. Often, this kind of hug is accompanied by other subtle gestures, a gentle caress along the back, a soft whisper near the ear, or a momentary pause before she finally lets go. This intimate embrace is a silent yet powerful declaration of attraction and comfort. It indicates that she feels safe, protected, and deeply connected to you. In such a moment, the unspoken invitation is clear. It is a call to deepen the connection, perhaps to move beyond the hug into a more meaningful, potentially romantic interaction. The trick is to read these cues accurately and respond with confidence and sensitivity. When you detect that a hug carries signs of attraction, the next step is to intensify the connection without rushing or overwhelming her. Confidence is key here, but it must be balanced with a natural and relaxed demeanor. A hug is not only about the physical contact, it is also about the emotional buildup before, during, and after the embrace. Every micro movement matters: the way she approaches you, how she lingers in the hug, and even the subtle way she releases from it. It is in these moments that a little extra contact can go a long way. For instance, a simple light touch on the lower back or a gentle hand on her waist can communicate your interest and willingness to engage on a deeper level. The goal is to make her feel the connection and know that you are attuned to the moment, all without coming off as overly aggressive or calculated. Natural, fluid movements that mirror the relaxed state of the hug will help reinforce this connection. An important aspect of responding to a hug with signs of attraction is to pay close attention to what happens immediately after the hug. Sometimes, the true meaning of the gesture is revealed not during the embrace, but in the moments that follow. When you finally let go, observe her reaction. Does she hold your gaze for a few extra seconds? Does she offer a soft smile or continue to stay close rather than stepping back immediately? These behaviors are crucial indicators that the hug was more than just a friendly gesture. They suggest that she might be hoping for more interaction, perhaps a gentle kiss or a moment of shared intimacy that could pave the way for further closeness. This is a critical moment where many men inadvertently falter by doing nothing, thereby missing out on the potential for a deeper connection. Instead, it is essential to seize the moment. Acknowledge the unspoken invitation with a measured, confident response. The art of interpreting and responding to a hug is a delicate dance of timing, body language, and emotional sensitivity. It is about understanding that a hug can serve as a non-verbal language of its own, a language that, when read correctly, speaks volumes about a woman's feelings and intentions. Whether it is a fleeting, friendly embrace or a lingering, intimate hug, every gesture carries its own unique message. By being attentive to these signals, you can tailor your response to match the mood and intensity of the moment. This not only enhances your appeal, but also creates an environment where genuine attraction can flourish. It requires practice, awareness, and a willingness to be both physically and emotionally present in the moment. There is also a psychological aspect to these hugs that often goes unnoticed. For many women, a hug is a way to communicate vulnerability without using words. It is an act of trust, a moment when she is essentially giving you a glimpse into her inner world. By embracing this vulnerability with care and respect, you signal that you are someone who values emotional connection as much as physical attraction. This, in turn, can create a feedback loop where both of you become more comfortable and open with each other. The hug becomes a shared space of intimacy and trust, a temporary suspension of the usual social barriers that keep people at a distance. In such cases, your reaction can either reinforce this budding intimacy or, if misread, cause it to dissipate. It is a subtle balance that requires both confidence and empathy, a combination that can transform a simple hug into the beginning of something much more meaningful. Understanding the dynamics of a hug also involves being aware of the context in which it occurs. For example, a hug in a social setting, such as a party or a gathering, might carry different connotations compared to a hug in a more private or intimate setting. In a crowded room, the hug may be more about social politeness or a fleeting moment of warmth among friends. However, in a quieter, more personal setting, the same physical gesture can carry a weight of unspoken emotion and desire. Recognizing these contextual differences can help you adjust your response accordingly. If the hug happens in a casual setting, you might choose to respond in a friendly, yet slightly more engaging manner, gradually building up to a more intimate interaction if the situation seems to warrant it. Conversely, in a more private setting, you might feel freer to express your attraction more openly, provided that you remain respectful and in tune with her signals. Over time, as you become more attuned to these subtle cues, you will likely notice that your interactions with women become more fluid and confident. You begin to understand that every touch, every lingering moment is part of a larger conversation, a conversation that doesn't rely on words, but on the language of touch and emotion. This awareness allows you to navigate social interactions with a greater degree of sensitivity and insight. Instead of being caught off guard or second-guessing your actions, you can move forward with a clear understanding of what each gesture means and how to respond in a way that respects both your own boundaries and hers. The key is to remain present, to observe carefully, and to trust your instincts when it comes to reading her body language. It is important to remember that each hug is unique, shaped by the personalities and emotions of the people involved. While the 4 types of hugs provide a useful framework for understanding the general signals, there is always room for individual variation. Some women might mix elements of different types of hugs, creating a blend that reflects their complex feelings and desires. In such cases, it is essential to stay flexible in your response, adapting to the nuances of the moment rather than relying on a rigid set of rules. This fluidity is what makes human interactions so rich and unpredictable. There is no one-size-fits-all formula. Instead, there is an art to being in tune with another person's emotions and responding in a way that feels both genuine and appropriate. At the end of the day, mastering the art of responding to a woman's hug is about more than just physical contact. It is about creating a space where both parties feel seen, understood, and appreciated. When you respond with the right mix of confidence, sensitivity, and genuine interest, you signal that you value not only the physical act of the hug, but also the emotional connection that underlies it. This approach not only enhances your attractiveness, but also helps you build more meaningful relationships. By paying attention to the details, the slight shift in her posture, the way she lingers in the embrace, or the gentle caress of her hand, you demonstrate that you are not just a passive recipient of her affection, but an active participant in a dynamic exchange of energy. There will be times when the signals might be mixed or ambiguous. In these moments, it is crucial to remain calm and composed. Instead of overanalyzing every gesture or fearing that you might misinterpret the situation, trust your instincts. Often, the best response is a subtle one, a slight prolongation of the hug, a gentle touch that reinforces the connection without overwhelming her. This measured approach not only shows that you are confident, but also that you are respectful of her space and feelings. By striking the right balance, you can turn even the most ambiguous hug into a stepping stone toward a deeper, more intimate connection. As you continue to navigate these interactions, you may find that your understanding of nonverbal communication deepens. and with it, your ability to connect with others on a more profound level. Every hug becomes an opportunity to learn something new about the subtle interplay of attraction and intimacy. This growing awareness will not only help you in romantic situations, but also enhance your overall social skills. The ability to read body language is a valuable asset in any relationship, allowing you to engage more authentically and build stronger, more meaningful connections over time. Ultimately, the secret to making the most of these moments lies in your ability to be present, to truly engage with the experience rather than merely going through the motions. When a woman hugs you, let it be an opportunity to connect on multiple levels, physically, emotionally, and even spiritually. Embrace the moment fully and allow yourself to respond in a way that is both confident and respectful. This approach will not only increase the attraction between you, but also build a foundation of trust and mutual understanding that can lead to even greater intimacy in the future. In conclusion, every hug is a conversation in itself, a delicate dance of emotions and intentions that, when interpreted correctly, can reveal much about what a woman feels for you. By learning to read the nuances of each type of hug, from the quick and distant gesture to the intimate, lingering embrace, you equip yourself with the tools to respond in a manner that is both appealing and sincere. This understanding can transform everyday interactions into meaningful moments, paving the way for deeper connections and more fulfilling relationships. Remember, it's not just about the hug, it's about the shared energy, the unspoken signals, and the mutual desire to bridge the gap between two people. With time, attention, and a willingness to learn, you can turn these fleeting moments into lasting opportunities for connection and romance. Embrace the art of the hug, and let every encounter serve as a stepping stone to greater intimacy. When you pay attention to the subtle signals, a lingering touch, a soft smile after parting ways, a moment of silence that speaks louder than words, you demonstrate that you not only understand the language of attraction, but that you are also ready to engage with it in a meaningful way. In these quiet moments of connection, there is a world of unspoken emotions waiting to be discovered. So next time you find yourself enveloped in a warm embrace, remember that this simple gesture might be the key to unlocking a deeper, more passionate relationship. Trust your instincts, respond with confidence, and let the language of the hug guide you toward the connection you desire. By becoming attuned to the various types of hugs and the emotions they convey, you can elevate your interactions with women to a level where each encounter becomes an opportunity to build trust, spark desire, and nurture a genuine connection. The journey to mastering the art of a perfect response begins with observation, practice, and a willingness to embrace vulnerability. Every hug is a lesson, a moment that teaches you more about the delicate interplay of attraction and the human need for connection. Whether the hug is brief or extended, casual or intimate, it is an invitation to step into a space where words are unnecessary and feelings are communicated through the most basic yet profound form of touch. In the end, it is the authenticity of your response that will determine the success of these interactions. A hug, given and received with genuine care, attention, and mutual respect, can be the catalyst for something truly special. So as you move forward, remember that the perfect response isn't a rehearsed line or a calculated gesture. It's an authentic expression of your willingness to connect, to understand, and to share in the silent language of attraction. Let every hug be a reminder that behind every gesture lies a wealth of unspoken emotion, waiting to be understood and reciprocated. Take these insights to heart, and you'll find that your ability to read and respond to the language of touch will grow with every encounter. This skill not only enhances your romantic life, but also enriches your overall interactions, making you more perceptive and empathetic in every aspect of your relationships. In a world where words often fail to capture the full spectrum of human emotion, the ability to truly connect through a simple, heartfelt hug is a gift. A gift that can transform fleeting moments into lasting memories and casual encounters into profound connections. By dedicating yourself to understanding the art of the hug and its myriad subtle cues, you are not only improving your chances of success in romance, but also demonstrating a depth of emotional intelligence that is rare and admirable. In those moments when a woman wraps her arms around you, there is an entire universe of meaning contained within that gesture. A universe that, if explored with sensitivity and confidence, can lead to experiences far richer and more rewarding than you ever imagined. So the next time you are embraced with warmth and passion, remember that you have the power to shape that moment, to turn it into something unforgettable, and to respond in a way that speaks to both your heart and hers. In essence, every hug is a silent conversation, a delicate interplay of energy, emotion, and unspoken words. It is an opportunity to communicate without the clutter of language, to express desire, comfort, and connection all at once. Whether you find yourself caught off guard by a sudden passionate embrace or gently eased into a longer, more intimate hug, the key is to remain present and receptive to the signals that are being sent. Allow yourself to feel the moment fully and respond in a way that is both natural and attuned to the underlying message. This approach will not only make you more attractive, but will also pave the way for deeper, more meaningful connections that transcend the physical act of the hug. Ultimately, the perfect response is one that is grounded in authenticity, sensitivity, and a keen understanding of the subtle art of nonverbal communication. By embracing each hug as a unique moment of connection, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities, where every touch, every lingering second, and every shared smile is a step toward something truly special. In this way, the humble hug becomes much more than a simple gesture. It becomes a pathway to understanding, intimacy, and ultimately, a richer, more fulfilling relationship. Enjoy the journey, trust in your ability to read these signals, and let the language of touch guide you to the kind of connection you have always desired.